Generating traffic and sales can be a challenge for online merchants. But selling on the Walmart Marketplace puts your products in front of millions of customers who shop on Walmart.com. And right now, sellers who join Walmart Marketplace can save up to 50% on referral and fulfillment fees for the first 90 days. So get started today. Head over to marketplace.walmart.com/savings. That's marketplace.walmart.com/savings.
Welcome to E-Commerce Conversations, a podcast by Practical E-Commerce.
What is going on, Internet? Eric Van Holt's back again with another E-Commerce Conversations. Hope all is going well on the other side of the Internet. On the other side of the table from me, Isaac.
What's up, Eric?
Hey, man. How's it going?
It's going great. I'm in Austin during the freak storm.
I know. You brought the winter with you, huh?
That's right. I brought it from L.A.
You L.A. people are known to have quite terrible weather.
Apparently, this is from the Pacific, though.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, this weather surge.
Yeah, it's been terrible. I've been without power for the past couple of days. We finally got it up and running last night, so back to the normal. But what do you do?
I sell swords online.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You like whip out your sword and sell it to people?
No, I run a business that I started 26 months ago. It was a samurai-themed letter opener business called Mini Katana. And it just grew and grew and grew. And now we sell swords of all shapes and sizes.
Yeah, like it grew and grew, like your swords grew and grew.
Yeah.
They got bigger and bigger.
Growing.
So it's no longer Mini Katana.
Yeah, and now, we primarily market through organic social. So we have pretty big followings on YouTube, TikTok, and Instagram. And we just really crush video.
So what I want to start off talking about is how you crush social. Before I hit record, I was doing some sleuthing on your content, trying to do the exact same thing, but for Beard Brand. And what I noticed with your content is you tend to have a narrator and essentially a lot of B-roll. What comes first, the edit or the script?
It really depends on the video. We have, I would say, two types of videos. We have videos that are meant for B-roll, and those are kind of mass produced, but it works. Most content is storytelling, right? And if you can storytell with a good script and attach relevant B-roll, that works really well. And then we have what we call creator-led content, which is more high effort, and it's the stuff that you see that goes really viral. We did a video where we sliced a bullet in midair, or we did a video where we tried to break a world record. Those are creator-led videos.
Those creator-led videos, I saw one guy slicing the thing 8-9 times.
Yeah.
What's that called? The little
tatami mat?
Yeah, the little mat. For those who don't know, it's this, I'm going to call it cardboard. I know it's not cardboard, but a paper kind of rolled up.
It's like a straw mat.
Straw mat.
Yeah.
There you go. Anyway, so that's creator-led. Walk me through who gets that idea. Who's involved in the process? Do you have a camera person? Is it all the creator?
So those are all the creator.
Okay.
And it's useful to think of the rest of the company as support for the creators almost.
Yeah.
Even the B-roll led videos, they still shot the primary footage for that.
Right.
But that creator will usually come up with the idea. There's an approval process for all ideas. If it needs a budget, then it gets a budget. And we look at what ways we can support them for the video. They do it. It gets passed on to an editor or editors who are all trained in kind of our style. We like to think of ourselves as a viral product, basically, or a viral brand. So we're trying to avoid making people viral. We're trying to keep it relevant to the brand and swords. So a Mini Katana video, the key elements of it are the vibe, the feeling, the pacing, the editing. That's how we keep it distinct, and our audience knows it's us. And then it gets published, basically.
Yeah. So the recording, they record the audio and the video and then send it over to the editor.
Yeah.
And they piece it together.
All of my creators, if they were to go out, start their own thing, they would all have 100,000 plus subs within a year.
Yeah. So I kind of want to dig down into the editing standpoint. Are your editors in-house, physically on location, or do you work with remote editors?
We are a fully remote team.
Okay.
Our creators are all basically in Huntsville, Alabama. and now we're actually building out a studio and we're moving everyone there. But I built my team.
That's the weirdest place to. I don't think anyone's ever mentioned Huntsville, Alabama in my entire life. Like,
actually, it's pretty nice over there.
Yeah.
But so our first creator was me, and the next hire after that was a super fan of the brand, and it was a happy accident where he just recorded a really cool video as a super fan, and I was like, "This is great. Come work with us." He happens to be out of Huntsville.
okay.
And we needed other creators, and I was just like, well, we got one creator there. Let's make an effort to actually put everyone there. And that's kind of why we got stuck with Huntsville.
Okay. So all your creators are relocating to Huntsville. If they want to become a creator for the brand, they have to move to Huntsville.
Yeah. And then we're also going to be relocating our editors and some other team members, but a lot of support staff will stay remote.
Okay. So the editors are Americans then.
Yeah.
Are they working? Like, how do you train up an editor to know what this style is, and how do you find the style that works?
Like, it all really goes back to the creators. I would say our first creator is basically just establish the style of the brand. And that's me, basically.
Mm-hmm.
Now it's a matter of like just working backwards from that. And what you can do is just basically tell an editor what you want.
Yeah.
And be patient, work through revisions and revisions and revisions until that becomes a template. And then you can apply that. At a certain point, the editors are just an autopilot and they know exactly what to do. That's like usually within 3 months.
Yeah. Do you have issues with editors churning?
No, but that's because we pay, I think we pay on the higher end for all content team members.
So the other thing I was curious about is your voice sped up or the narration sped up to?
Yes.
Okay.
Sometimes. So a lot of what's, because attention spans are kind of shot, let's be honest, sometimes the video just feels too slow.
Right.
There's a lot of easy ways to fix that. Usually it's a revision of where, we cut out some of the scenes that are, a little less interesting. Sometimes it's the easiest fix where you just speed it up 10 times. Like, that's it. And then it's a little bit faster and you're good.
Yeah. But when you guys speed it up, like the voice doesn't get like me, 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 like that. So I assume there's...
No, it's just, it's a very small speed up. That's why. But like it makes a world of difference because on a high level, all that I do is optimize for watch time.
Yeah.
Right. So I try to get over 90% watch time out of 100% on all my videos. And if it dips below that, something's wrong.
Yeah.
And we look at that and we ask ourselves, why did this dip? What did we do wrong? Let's never repeat this again.
Your videos tend to be like 15 to 25 seconds, or do you have a target?
We don't have a target, but we do videos as long as like 50 seconds. We also do long form content. We try to, our philosophy is if there's organic reach to be had, we'll take it.
When you're looking at video editors to hire, how do you suss out the talented ones and the ones that don't have what it takes?
I think that's great. That's a great question. I think with all creatives, you don't know until you actually work with them. And that's a blanket statement to all creative roles. What I like to do is always these trial modes where it's just like, you're a contractor or, we're going to test you out for like 2 months. Tell them what the end, like the end reward is for their hard work so they can, try their best and you can see them at their best. But that's what we do for all of our team members, really, on the creative side. And it's worked really well.
Do you give like bonuses for like view metrics or anything like that? Or
we used to, but recently we just started compensating better. I find that it was great at first because it set their mindset to winning, but talented creators are obsessed with driving views either way because that's what they love to do.
Right.
They love to build an audience. They love to make good videos. So I find it's kind of counterintuitive at this point.
So let's break down like what your team looks like now. You have how many, like you said, like creators that are personalities?
Yeah.
How many of those do you have?
4.
4 of those. And then you have a B-roll person or is that multiple people? Or is that part of the 4 as well?
The creators just shoot all the B-roll.
Okay.
On request. Side projects.
So do you have someone who's doing the script reading? Is that a single person or is there multiple people who also
multiple people have input? So on the YouTube side, we have a YouTube manager, a YouTube assistant manager, and then we have just a data analyst for all of our content channels. And that's because when you're posting like 6 videos a day, and you have like close to 3,000 videos, it starts just being data.
Right.
And we start missing things and patterns, and she's there to help us catch cultural trends, what's working, and it's actually been a giant boon as a recent hire. And then on the other side, we have 4 full-time creators, 2 in-house editors, and then we have 16 contract script writers. So the script writers are there for the B-roll led videos that I described earlier.
Okay. Well, this is a huge team then.
Oh yeah, I mean, people don't realize the size of like what we do, but it's close to 3,000 videos now, 26 months in.
Yeah, but you're doing 6 videos a day
Across every channel, yeah.
Okay. How many of those are like legit, like unique versus like just changing the thumbnail or whatever per platform?
I would say half of them.
Okay. So you're doing about like 3 unique videos.
It depends on your definition of unique. I think all great creators are built on repetition, or all great like TikTokers, whatever. They all have like a gimmick or shtick. So once you find like your 3 things that go really viral, you can ride that for a really long time.
Yeah.
So oftentimes you'll see like we have the same concept, which is like, these are things not to do with your katana because you might slice your fingers off if you're dumb. And we'll do that video every like 3 months, and we'll see that video get 20 million plus views every 3 months.
The same video, or
we rewrite it and reshoot it, but it's the same video and function.
Yeah.
Right? Just a little different form.
Okay. So how do your team meetings look like? Do you have like a monthly or a weekly meeting like, hey, we need this kind of content? Like, walk me through like how you're planning content.
We have a weekly creator meeting. So there's one other position I didn't talk about. I have a head of content.
Okay.
But so she has a weekly like creator meeting with the whole creator team, and then she usually meets with them one-on-one every 2 weeks. So it's a very aggressive cadence just to make sure they're on track, but it's also a coaching meeting really, because what we find is that the creators are so caught up in making the best content that sometimes they miss out on the analytics side of things.
Yeah. Or
they miss out on trends or what's working at a high level. For the whole team, for the whole content team, including YouTube manager, it's once a month.
Okay. So it's just the creators coming up with ideas, right?
Yeah.
Do you give them a budget to work with, or?
They request it.
Yeah.
I mean, they always ask what the budget is. I'm just like, whatever you want. Just if it's a good video, I'll approve it.
Yeah. So this is like lots of people, lots involved. You have the YouTube manager and assistant. Like, what is the assistant doing? Just uploading the content?
We have 2 YouTube channels.
Okay.
And we're launching like 3 more this year. So a lot of my team size has been built to that size because I'm preparing for scale.
Okay. Are they replying to comments and stuff like that? How much engagement do y'all do in the comments?
Yeah, we interact with comments. We monitor comments very aggressively, but she also decides what's going up on the channel. Sometimes like we just miss things. Like we miss things, and there needs to be eyeballs in certain spots. And she's like, the assistant manager is really there just to watch it all day.
Yeah.
The YouTube manager is there to like do high level strategy.
Okay. And then, so you have the YouTube manager, and then what was it? The lead, the creator head of content.
Yeah.
They, I assume, work pretty closely together.
They do. So the head of content is like, I would say our CMO level person, if that makes sense, like CMO equivalent. When all your marketing is content marketing,
right?
That's your CMO. And so she oversees content on all channels. We just have a lot of hires for YouTube individually.
Okay. How do you hire that head of content?
So she's been with us for like, I think over a year now. And she started out as like just a content coordinator. Okay. But the reason why she's in her position is because she's been able to just be trained up to recognize what's viral or not viral, and what's good for our audience and not good for our audience. So I trust her to make that judgment call. I think this is just a hard role to hire for. It's a unique position.
How did you find her for the content coordinator? Was it kind of one of those same things, or she's stuck after 2 months or whatever?
Yeah, she's just a great, like, it was a lucky find. I won't say here and like exaggerate. Maybe like, I'm a master of talent hunting. No, it was a lucky find. But again, like, she's in her position because through osmosis, maybe by being with me, she thinks like me.
Yeah. And then the data analyst as well. Like, data analyst, I feel like everyone wants $150,000 to be an analyst. Is that no? No,
that's not. So I think that the data you're looking at on YouTube is actually relatively like simple.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like a data analyst in a traditional sense. It's like, let's look at all these watch times. Let's just keep an eye on the watch times. Let's look at trends on a higher level. And then let's look at YouTube trends on a higher level, and like society trends. Like a big thing we can play off on is like new anime releases, for example, and doing like witty videos around those releases. Like she's there to make sure we don't miss those events.
Yeah. So she'll like just announce to the team in Slack.
Yeah.
Again, no standing meetings or anything like that. Be like, here are things that I see.
I know you asked about meetings earlier, but I hate meetings.
Yeah.
Like we try to like, I hate meetings.
I mean, you're not, you're preaching to the choir, but I'm just like trying to understand how stuff doesn't get missed and how people make sure that they're held accountable and things are moving forward, in that you're not stepping on toes and
stuff does get missed.
Yeah.
We're a fast growth new brand. Part of the reason why we have so many hires is so stuff doesn't get missed.
Yeah.
Like again, going back to the data analyst, her title is data analyst, but really her job is just to make sure stuff doesn't get missed.
Yeah. The other thing that you guys do is have a lot of products that are, from my perspective as like a layman, nobody or a person who doesn't understand anime at all, is like, it seems like a lot of your products are tied to the stories of anime.
Some of them are. We've over the last 6 months, we've made a giant effort to do our own IP. Like we're trying to make fully custom katanas, not inspired by nothing of that sort, and that's taken over most of our revenue. Like I think you saw like our pen, our samurai pen launch, which was a whole new category for us, is going really well. And I think there's higher value in like creating your own cultural moments and kind of being the culture instead of like trying to ride other waves. You can use those to your advantage for a long time, but like in the long run, try to be the culture.
Yeah. Like you guys do a really good job of just the variety of products that you have. Like how many different SKUs are you guys dealing with?
I think like we add 3 or 4 new SKUs a month.
Yeah.
I lost count of how many SKUs we have individually. So
like every time you're bringing in a new SKU, is there a plan for all those items to have content?
Yeah. So essentially like a launch day for a new SKU is 2 YouTube videos promoting that SKU, TikTok video, Instagram video, email list blast, Discord, because we have like 20,000 people in Discord.
Mm-hmm.
For those listening, Discord is like I'll say it's like Facebook groups, but
it's like an online chat room.
Yeah,
this is kind of what it is.
It's a chat
room. Slack.
But almost. I gotta tell you, Discord, nobody uses it, and it's a really powerful channel.
Yeah,
we love Discord, and then an SMS blast.
Yeah. Are you typically selling out of these items and they're all limited edition? So that kind of like the drop mentality.
So we can do so many SKUs because really the base components are almost always the same, and you just swap out maybe the handle. You know, we are really good at making the swords blades themselves colorful. So maybe swap out the look of the blade and just create different variants, mix and match. So that's like easy for us. On a drop day, we'll do like maybe 150 to 200 pieces, and then we'll sell out. And if it sells out aggressively enough, we bring it back as an evergreen product.
Yeah. Do you find that your customers are buying multiple katanas over and over again, or is it kind of like a lot of churn for your customers?
No, we have a very, like, I think 30%, 35% of our customers are repeat customers at this point.
Yeah. Because you've got like, I've seen them in some of your videos where it's like a shelf for katanas, right? And that'll hold like, what, 9 katanas?
I don't believe in doing one-off products.
Okay.
And let me clarify that. Like the new pen we did, which is a katana-looking pen, it's really cool. You should check it out if you're listening. We already have 10 new variants in the pipeline for it, and we're just changing parts of it out. And the reason why we do that is because everything becomes collectible if you make like different versions of it, and people love collecting.
Right.
Like people are obsessed with collecting once they get in the mentality of it.
It's like a Nike shoes, man.
Yeah. You want to do that for like, I think any brand, if you can tap into that and get your customers to start collecting your products, your LTV just shoots up, and you with no additional work.
You guys have scaled really rapidly. You've been in business for a little over 2 years. How have your manufacturers been able to keep up with you guys? Or are you still kind of like a small producer for them?
So we're the like entire katana pen, I think, in the US. We should not be this big. Like, just to clarify, like it's kind of strange that a sword brand is as big as we are. And that's because we specialize in bringing massive awareness to the niche. That's our spiel. That's our video marketing. That's what it really does. Our manufacturers cannot keep up. The history of this brand has been supply shortages,
yeah,
which is part of the reason why I chose to do limited drops And I focus on those really because you can take advantage of limited manufacturing capacity. But that's also why I'm moving towards other categories like pens and apparel where there are no manufacturing hurdles too.
Yeah. How do you determine what the right price is for a product? Like if you're always selling out, wouldn't you want to just raise the price?
I've raised prices 6 times since I started. I don't A/B test it. I'm not the expert on this subject. Yeah. I remember during Black Friday, we were selling out a little bit too much, so I just raised the price $20 and everything, and it slowed it down.
It did or did not?
It did not.
Oh man,
I was hoping it slowed it down because our warehouse got backed up to 3 weeks.
Yeah,
we're a gifting brand, as it turns out.
Yeah, so there's probably a little less price sensitivity with that.
Yeah, during holidays especially, I think.
Yeah. So you guys are going into pins. Are there, like broader options for you guys to continue to grow? I guess 2-part question. And will organic always be the leader, or are you going to dip your toes into paid content as you're able to market things like pins instead of swords?
Yeah. So just so everyone knows, like, I think ads are way easier. People ask, like, how do I do what you do? How do I get started? I tell them, look, get good at ads. Meta is still the number one way to scale a brand reliably and predictably. I did what I did because I'm in a prohibited category. You did what you did. I'm not sure why, but
it's because I'm dumb.
But this is, how hard this is. Like, this is really hard.
Yeah.
But the pens are made specifically to be an ad product. And we've started running ads 2 weeks ago. We're maintaining like 5+, 8+ ROAS on that. I think Beard Brand could crush ads.
Yeah.
You guys did that, right?
Well, that's what they've been telling me for 10 years. So.
Yeah. Maybe
I haven't figured it out yet. I guess I should run some ads first to see if I can crush it. But what I really admire about you is really like the infrastructure you've built around content. I think like once you nail organic content, you understand what hits as well for ads. And what you've been able to do is produce content that's not just entertainment, but it's entertainment involving your product. And I think like that's where the magic happens. Like we have a lot of content that's entertaining that doesn't involve our product. Like some of our biggest videos, like I've got a video with like 31 million views and we didn't even mention our product in it. And it's just like, want to blow my brains out because it's like all these eyeballs and it did nothing for sales. So I think like being able to find that perfect blend of product and entertainment is, and your product is also, set up to be like really exciting. Like you get to slice stuff.
There's definitely a product marketing fit here. You've talked to Tyler, Peachy Babies. He has the best product marketing fit for organic content on the planet. No one can beat that. But I also tell people storytelling is as old as humanity itself.
Yeah.
We used to sit around campfires and tell stories to each other and get enamored with these stories. If you can just nail storytelling around a product, and people have done this around boring products. I've seen viral spreadsheet videos on TikTok. You can drive sales and the outcomes for your brand. So I don't necessarily say, like, I don't think like it's just for sword brands or slime brands. I think anybody can really pull it off. It's just going to be a little harder.
I think the magic is really not so much the storytelling, but how do you tell a story in 15 to 30 seconds? That's the magic, man. Like that blows my mind how like boom, 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 boom. And you got this story.
I think it's actually easier because a long form video is 10 times harder than a short form video in every single way. And there's a lot more that goes into it and a lot more to think about. The only reason my brand exists is because short form video has opened up a tidal wave of potential reach and made it accessible for brands to make it a priority. Whereas before you had to actually just be a creator and that's all you could focus on. If you diverted attention, you'd suffer.
Yeah. You said you are doing long form as well.
Yeah.
What is that strategy? How are you producing content? Are you seeing it stick?
We find that YouTube likes to show our best content to our audiences, so our long form isn't exactly getting millions of views, but it still does pretty well. It's usually educational. We just published a video where it's like, how do you use your Katana Basics 101? We actually find that's like really high converting stuff.
Yeah. Do you have both shorts and long form on the same channel?
Yeah. We have 2 channels that have that same strategy.
Okay. How do you split your channels up?
The first channel, the main channel with the almost 2 million subs, and that number feels like surreal, but it's like just all sword stuff.
Mm-hmm.
The second channel is like all anime stuff.
Okay.
And then the third channel is going to be all automotive stuff.
What is the anime channel called?
It's called Mini Katana, like Meeenee. It's like we memed our own brand, basically.
And then has the automotive one launched yet?
It will launch in like probably 4 or 6 months.
Okay.
We're also working on our secondary language channels, so that's like taking up a lot of time.
You're doing that in-house, or do you have people reach out to you who want to
In-house.
translate it?
In-house. So we're hiring, like, again, the reason why our team is so bloated is because I expect to 10x and get to 1 billion views this year, and that requires just having the logistics in place.
Yeah. I think another issue that brands have is just the belief and the confidence that the organic is going to convert. Like, how do you have that faith in the content to just go about?
I'll be honest, a lot of it doesn't convert. I mean, we actually find that more views are not driving conversions at the same level as they used to.
Yeah.
So we've really tapped out. But what we do know is that massive brand awareness will always reduce your acquisition costs on the ad side. So that's why this year I'm hoping to have 7 figures in additional top line and ad generated revenue.
Yeah.
And us getting remarkable ROAS right off the gate on Meta is kind of proof of that thesis.
Yeah. I also want to circle back to your content creators. Do you have like KPIs or metrics for them? Like, do they have to produce a certain amount of content?
I used to, but I think they just love their jobs at this point.
Yeah. What would you say is a successful creator? Is it one who creates bangers less frequently, or one who, maybe can generate a lot of pretty good content regularly?
I think that depends on the brand. Like, I think most brands can get, if they're really ads focused, they don't need hundreds of millions of views like us a month. They need like maybe 10. So like basically like any decent creator can pull that off, right? But internally, our definition of it is somebody who loves and understands the brand and can become the brand online, and somebody who's just like, they get up in the morning and all they think about is like, let me make a video today because I'm passionate about that.
Yeah.
And that's why I don't have to keep KPIs, because my creators are making an average of like 1 video a day.
Yeah. Both short form, long form, but they don't have anything else to do on the day to day. It's just pure content.
We keep them like, we try to remove any obstacles in their path, right? Like, I want them to be pure creative.
Yeah. Is there a lot of collaboration between the creators to come up with ideas or share content?
They work together on videos all the time.
Yeah, I would imagine that helps keep them energized. Have you experienced any of them deal with burnout?
No, but again, going back to like, they're super fans of the brand. I think like, treat them all, pay them right.
Yeah.
And this is a dream job for some people. So like, that's who we're going for when we hire people.
So the other thing you mentioned was about the brand. What is your brand about? How do you convey that in words? And how does that come through in the content you produce?
So we have a look and feel to our videos where it's fast, a little fast paced. And we like, even like color grading, like we don't really care about it, but like we follow a template on all of our videos. They all look very much similar. If somebody watched a mini Katana video and they're a fan and they found one of our new channels, they'll be like, yeah, this is the same people. We also like use the same narrators across the videos too. So that provides like a kind of a recognizable factor. But I would say the main factor above all that is the product, right? And how we're able to get the product inside the videos without, it's not an ad. Like, this is just content. This might as well be like an account that's obsessed with katanas.
Yeah. So the brand is more about like the creative style, like the creative direction.
Yeah, and that's how we represent ourselves in our videos, because we want to keep it consistent.
Yeah. Have you guys gone down the rabbit hole of like brand values and your mission? Like, why the heck do you even exist?
Not really. I mean, we should, but I just think like when people talk about brand, even on Twitter, I'm like, I don't think about brand. I think about product. Like, what next cool product can you release? Like, this pen looks like a katana. Wow, that's really cool. How about maybe we like do really cool jackets that make you feel like you're kind of a warrior, Or maybe we should like do samurai armor. I don't know. That's what builds a really powerful brand, really cool products. And I think people forget that.
So it's just like how to make really cool products. The one thing you mentioned is you're going into automotive as well.
Yeah.
Like, but I don't think you know what those cool products are yet, do you?
Probably apparel. Like, it's going to be like a lifestyle brand. The reason why we're doing automotive is because we surveyed our customer base, and about 90% of them are gamers.
Yeah.
And then 70% of them also are obsessed with cars. And I think automotive is just a massive niche in general, so it brings more people into the fold.
Yeah. I assume that would lean more into like the JDM automotive space than...
People spend money on cars. It's kind of crazy. I found this YouTuber that has under 1 million subs, and he's doing like over $50 million a year in revenue, selling like paint and stuff.
Really?
Yeah, I'll show it to you after the show
Okay.
if I can find it.
Do you know who it is?
Sean Frank showed it to me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sean Frank with those insights.
Yeah. He always drops those bombs on you, and you're like, whoa.
Yeah. Where can people find you, support you, follow you?
On Twitter mostly. It's the Isaac Med. That's ISAACMED. But this is all I talk about on Twitter. I'm like a broken record.
Yeah, well, I don't know. Hopefully I asked you something that nobody's ever asked you before, but if not, at least I asked it to you in person.
I think you did really well.
Yeah.
Yeah, you dug in.
Yeah.
You dug in. Nobody ever digs in.
Well, I mean, I'm trying to figure it out myself. So, like, I admire your machine that you've built, and I am going to strive to build the same one here and figure it out. So, thanks for coming by. I hope you guys learned as much as I learned. If not, then, too bad. Too bad. You'll have to listen to a different episode.
Stay warm, hopefully.
Yeah. All right, guys. This has been another e-commerce Conversations. Cheers. Keep on growing.